Hey everybody, Michael Sheena here. We're just going to take a quick look at this Toyota Accelerator saga. What we have here today is a Toyota, but it is a Sienna. It's an 08, not under the recall, but it has the same principle as the cars under recall, even though the part isn't. So let's take a look. What you got here is a your throttle assembly, and you see that wire there attached to it is what then sends the signal on towards the engine. So there's, as you can see, there's clearly no physical link there. And if you look at it, you can see that that's got really good rebound on it. It's really taut. When you press down, it immediately wants to bounce back. Now, one of the things Toyota initially said is that some accelerators are getting trapped. Now, I can't really demonstrate that in that I don't have one of the mats in question, but I mean, let's just take a look at this mat here. It's fairly thick. It's one of those WeatherTech mats, and when you press down on this throttle, even if it's down here, this throttle fights to get back up. It does not stay down or depressed. The other thing is that they're saying that over time, due to the heater, there's some condensation and whatnot forms inside this assembly, which increases friction and therefore prevents it from snapping back into position. However, what I'm having trouble understanding is that if that is the case, it would seem that customers would notice over time as they press in on the throttle that the accelerator gets slower and slower to return to all the way back here. And that's, from the cases all I've read, is that the people say the car surges forward unexpectedly. And also, they claim, of course, is that no matter what they do, it continues on. There's the case of the man who had this problem, kept popping it into neutral, and then back into drive to limp the vehicle to the dealership. And it would seem to me, if it was an issue, obviously he demonstrated to the dealer that it was not a problem with the floor mat, but it would seem in that time that he limped it to the dealer, if it was truly a friction issue inside this assembly, that it would have, by the time it got to the dealer, returned to a normal position. Again, I'm not an engineer or mechanic here, but those are just some of the things that I observe when I look at these types of throttle assemblies. Now, the solution that is rumored to be what Toyota's looking at for the existing 2.3 million cars under recall is that inside this assembly, they're going to put a metal shim or whatnot to increase the rebound here and reduce the friction, so that it becomes virtually impossible to get stuck, if indeed that is the case. But if you look at this assembly, I mean, it really looks to me to be something that's kind of one of those, do not open, replace upon damage type of situations where it's really kind of sealed together there. So my question to you is, do you want someone, so basically there are a few bolts holding that onto the floorboard. Would you rather have somebody unbolt a couple bolts, put in a new assembly, bolt it back in and snap on that wire? Or do you want somebody to take this out, pop it open, insert this part, this shim, snap it back and put it in there? Now, it seems to me that nobody's crazy about this except the manufacturer, because obviously the dealer's going to be worried that their mechanic, they're doing hundreds of these, it's going to take a long time for them to remove this, fiddle with it, test it, and put it back in. There's always the chance for human error as well. I mean, let's be honest. If you're going to be doing hundreds of these every week, the chances that somehow a shim gets dislodged and then actually does jam this assembly somehow, there are going to have to be a lot of safeguards with that. And to be honest with you, as a customer, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. I would say, you know what, just frickin' order a new assembly and put a whole new one in there. Otherwise, I'd almost be inclined to just wait until I could get a whole new throttle assembly, because this part here just does not look like it's meant to be taken apart and put back together again. So the other thing is what to do if obviously this happens to you. Well, one of the things you don't want to do is pump the brakes, because you're not going to get the vacuum there to pressure to build that back. So if you look at this, I already played around with it. You see, my hand, I can't really press it down. I'm really fighting it here to get this pressed down, okay? Now, if I start the vehicle, and we'll go ahead and do that right now, and we go back down here to the brake, look at that, goes all the way down with just one finger. Look at that. So now if we turn the vehicle back off, you know, we've got about 3 pumps to do that. So if this happens to you, you want to literally press in with your foot and keep it on there. Do not let off, because if you do that, see, it's already almost gone. There, look at that, see, gone, totally gone. Now I cannot press hardly down at all with my finger. So you've really got to take advantage of that boost while you have it. The other thing obviously you want to do, if this happens to you, is get the car in neutral. So we do that. Step on the brake here. So if this engine's racing, man, just get it into neutral. Just flick it into neutral. The engine's going to go bananas. It's going to rev like crazy. But at this point, my least concern is the health of the engine. It should bounce off a rev limiter anyway. But anyway, get it into neutral. Get on your flashers. Look around you and try to navigate your way over to a safe part of the road. And then if you have to get more power, bump it back into drive real quick. Get a boost of energy again. And then slam it back into neutral. And just toggle your way over to the side of the road. And that's, you know, what I would do. Obviously, if I can get off the freeway, if you're on a freeway, and get yourself off a really busy street and somewhere safe like a parking lot or something, that would be optimal. But if that's all you can do, just get as far off the side of your road. Call the dealer, call AAA, get yourself out of that situation. Okay, so that's basically my 2 cents on this whole throttle thing. You know, obviously one of the things you want to do on any car you have is just, you know, take a look at, you know, how good that throttle's responding to you right now. If you test it, does it snap back immediately? I mean, it seems to me if there's a pending problem inside that unit, that you would be able to notice something even now in terms of it not returning as quickly back up after being depressed. Something to check. But we're gonna find out more from Toyota soon. Like I said, obviously they are looking for ways to not have to ship 2.3 million complete throttle assemblies. But to be honest with you, I don't know if that's in the best interest of either you, the customer, or the dealer. I would rather wait with my car and get the appropriate part, have them put it in, rather than some quick job that technically might fix the issue, but maybe introduces a whole new variable. All right, thank you very much. Drive safe.